Good morning, graduates, parents, faculty, and my dear friends. I am humbled by this great opportunity to address the graduating class of 23. I sat here 15 years ago, a confused young guy, a lot thinner, and I had a lot longer hair. My hair has grayed and I've lost a lot of volume. But I definitely have learnt a lot over the years. I've been asked by my faculty to provide y'all with life lessons from my life. Well, I've never been a great student. I don't think I'll be a great teacher either. So, what I will do is I will ask you all the questions that I ask myself after 15 years of coming back to college. These are the same questions which I hope will help you all find the truth that I found after 15 years. So, the entire journey started a few years ago, more than 15 years ago, when I finished my graduation from Christ College, Bangalore. All I wanted back then was to take a break and enjoy a year off. So, after my bachelor's degree at Christ College, Bangalore, I took a year off and I had to convince my parents that I had to do it. So, I told them that I planned on doing my MBA. And I signed up for the IMS CAT classes. I did quite well at the mock CAT actually. But I did not end up enrolling for the CAT exams, nor did I end up actually taking the classes. So I basically ended up wasting a year just enjoying with friends and doing nothing. It was an aunt of mine, my father's sister, who basically saw an advertisement on the newspaper for MCA at Gogte Institute of Technology. And there was an entrance exam back then, which she brought me here to Belgaum to actually take. Now, I came to Belgaum with my aunt and I took this entrance exam. Thankfully, it went well and I got into Gogte. So that was my start. I did not take college very seriously. I did not take attendance very seriously. I ended up flunking in a subject in my first semester itself. So you'll have heard of my successes. I am now here to tell you all about my failures. I failed at the first subject itself. I had my parents worried, especially my mother. My mother came and spoke to Jayashree ma'am back in the day, and she was really worried of what I'd make of my career, of my future. She asked Jayashree ma'am that I'm not really serious and what will I end up doing. And Jayashree ma'am actually consoled her and told her that I had a kind of a bright future ahead. I was really fortunate to be the first student to get a job at TCS. So the first placement which happened from our batch. I went back to thank all my teachers and I went back to Jayashree ma'am. Jayashree ma'am told me, is your mom happy now? I always knew that you would succeed. Now my question for you, the graduating batch of 23, with all of the social media and all of the noise around us, do you think that I am a self-made person or I stand here because of the kindness, the love and the humility of other people who have helped me on my journey? I ask you all to dig deep and to see if your journey is riddled with the same paths and the same people or different people in your life who have been there for you all and supported you all on your path. On passing out from college, I felt that I would be a great engineer. I was looking forward to my TCS days and to being a star performer, a star developer. It seemed like everything was predestined and that I now would be a great coder in a good company. But life had different plans. I was assigned to an HR who was dealing with support projects. And as much as I tried to convince her that I had spent 6 years in education and there were other people who would be happy to take up a support role, she was very, very sure that I should be working in support. As a fresher, I should not have a choice. And I was given terms like, why don't you become a documentation champion? Why don't you become... So I was given roles like that, but that was not the life path I would want. I kept arguing, I kept discussing, I kept not taking opportunities, I kept failing interviews because I wanted an opportunity as a developer. I was finally given the chance to work as a developer in COBOL, at least that's what I was told. But on my first day at work, I was assigned a task to basically copy statistics from a web page onto an Excel sheet by my manager. The time I was given for my task was 1 day. Well, I actually failed this task and I took a day and a half. And everybody was like really disappointed with me. My teammates felt like, how are we going to work with this guy? He seems really stupid. My manager didn't think any much better of me. But that was how it all started. I went back to my manager the next day at afternoon after spending half a day extra, and I gave him a piece of code and I told him, sir, you please execute this code the next time you want to get this data, and just enter your like parameters here itself. You will get your data in a minute or two. Please do not waste the time of new freshers and please assign us better job. Thankfully for me, the manager took it well and he made me automate all other work in the department. Now that was the first work which I actually did as a developer, which laid the ground to all of the other things which you all have heard about. From there, I ended up targeting basically the dropping of an index, which was not heard of in the banking sector. It was a high risk project, and everybody felt that this fresher is going to join here and is going to do something bad. He is going to bring down the banking systems. Thankfully, I got support again. I was able to garner support. We managed to push the change. There was an improvement across 250, 300 transactions, the top 20 transactions from 12 to 15%. It was a huge win. I became a star in my team. I was no longer the idiot, the fresher, the unknown. All of a sudden, I was the known face in the company. But I didn't stop there. Because when do you say that enough is enough? So I was very curious. I started wondering that I am writing the COBOL code, but how does the request come to me? How does the gateway code work in C? How does the database code work? How does the front end work? I started spending my Saturdays and Sundays understanding this code and figuring out how the system worked together. This involved dropping emails to other teams, which was not always taken in a very pleasant manner. Like a lot of people thought that I should be focusing on my core work and not actually telling them what to change or what to work on. So it was not taken really well, but I was again very lucky to get another mentor who was a senior member at State Bank of India and TCS, who helped me work on an architectural change which worked across the spectrum and helped me to change this. Now I was hardly 2 years into my TCS journey. It was back then the recession of 2009 when I had gotten this job, and we were hardly 2 years into it. I was not even past my bond period of 2 years, the 50,000 bond which they used to have back then. And I was now well known within the company. But I felt that I have understood the system well and it is time to move on. Again, I looked like an idiot. My father felt that I was leaving something where I was well respected, well loved, and I was moving to something for a greater salary. I was paid double, but he felt that it was a hoax. I'd probably get in, earn double the salary for a short period of time and lose my job. So that was his expectation of me. Anyway, I ended up taking up PayPal, and that ended up forming the foundation for the next part of the story. Now my question to you is, are you willing to take up the tough decisions in your life? Are you willing to back yourself when everybody else thinks that you are an idiot? Are you willing to put yourself up against a wall when everybody else thinks that you cannot do it? Your teachers have built a foundation for you. Are you willing to launch yourself from this foundation? As I've explained here, I've been a success and I've been a failure. In school, I was never a good student. I was a failure. I joined Christ, I was a success. I took a break, I was a failure. I joined Gogte, I became a success. After that, a lot of successes kept following. I had TCS, I had PayPal, I had Freshworks. I had success after success after success until I started to question of what is success. And when I came to this question, I basically asked myself this very question: am I going to allow the world's definition of success and failure to actually define me? Am I going to allow success and failure to have its chains on me and not allow me to do what I want to be doing? This is when I realized that I should not just be working towards success, but I should have my own definition of success. So I ask you, class of 23, have you decided what will be your matrix for your success when you go out into this world? I plead you all, do not look at the world for their success matrix, because you will always fail. You are unique and you need to follow your heart. Another thing is, I think time just flies. It's been 15 years since I've come here. I was a shy guy who sat somewhere at the back with long hair and a lot less and like a lot less weight. I come back here after 15 years, and I would not be as passionate, nor would I be able to be talking this way. I used to stammer on the stage. I used to be scared. It was a difficult phase. I can only stand here, I can only talk here, one, because of my failures, and two, because I've enjoyed the process. So I truly believe success and failure will happen, but we are all here for a short period of time. Very soon, you all will be here after 10 years, 15 years, right? Will you have enjoyed the last 15 years of your life? Will you all have worked at your success stories? The world is changing. Our teachers had the world changing a lot slower. For me, it was changing a bit faster. For y'all, it is changing a lot faster. We are in the world of AI, ML, and data analytics. What do y'all think about these technologies? Do y'all understand them, or do y'all run away from them? Do y'all see them as opportunities, or do y'all see them as threats? Do y'all think that these opportunities are opportunities for you to build a career on and to do something great in? Or do you all feel that these are things which are going to take away your jobs from you all? So these are questions which again you all have to ask yourself. I would finally like to congratulate you, the batch of 2023, on finally graduating and moving on to your next sphere of life. But I would again like to remind you, as I started the speech, that this is less of your success and more of the success of your parents, your elders, and your teachers. Your journey just begins outside the college walls. I would also talk about all of the teachers. The last point is something I would like to talk about the last few days. So, I've been in touch with a few of the teachers after close to 15 years. I'm like talking to few of them, and they've been very happy to talk to me. And the only thing I wanted from this Belgaum trip was not to talk on the stage, not to do any of this, but was actually to spend a good time with my teachers and to make sure that they had a good time, I had a good time. But no matter which teacher I spoke to, irrespective of the teachers, everybody had one thing: how can I help the batch of 23? How can I help the future students? How can I help you all? How can I become better? So my last thing to you all is, remember your roots. Remember who supported you all when you all were nothing. Because failure and success will come, but the people that are with you will stay forever. I wish you all a great career which is woven with moments of joy, fulfillment, and discovery. I hope you all don't solely focus on conquering obstacles, but enjoy the journey itself. Each challenge overcome will be a new lesson learned and will add vibrancy to your story. In 15 years, I hope you have not just come back to this college with a triumphant tale, but with a heart full of joy and having lived a fulfilling journey. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.